Yes.
DiamondandSilkStore.com, DiamondandSilk.com.
Right. A lot of diamond and silk.
It's a lot of diamond and silk going on.
We have so many diamond and silk going on. I just say Google. Just Google it, diamond and silk.
Google. But you know what? Silk is also a lot of other BS going on.
Oh.
And I know that you all been like, okay, diamond and silk, where have y'all been? Y'all been out of the loop, but we've been keeping up with what's been going on in the loop.
Yeah. It's you know what?
What, girl?
It's starting to feel. I feel like the left wanted to be like how it used to be, familiar, when nothing gets done,
when nothing
got done.
That's right.
You know,
they want to keep up the bickering.
You
know, I like the story. You was telling me that you went to the grocery store today. You snuck out to the grocery store.
I thought
you thought nobody was gonna notice you.
Yeah, after I left this morning, I snuck out to the grocery store just to pick up a few items. And as I was walking out, I got out the grocery store, walking out, and there was a black gentleman that was walking towards me. And he was smiling, and usually I'm just looking straight ahead doing what I need to do. And he stopped and he was like, "Oh, Trump girl, Trump girl." I was like, "Yes, all the way, baby." Right. Went on and put the groceries in the vehicle. And then as I was pushing the car, because I always make sure that the car is put in the, its right place. I don't want it to hit a car. Yes, I do, because I don't want it to hit the car. I don't like putting it to the car. Okay. And then when you walk a little bit, that's exercise.
That's right.
So anyway, when I was coming back, he drove in front of me, rolled down his window, and he was like, "I want you to tell, when next time you talk to the man, I want you to tell him to keep up the good work. They trying to get all on him. They trying to mess with him. But keep up the good work because he's doing a good job." I said, "Yes, sir. I will let President Trump know that you said he's doing a good job."
I like that story because I just want people on the left to know that there is a lot of people rooting for our president.
Oh, yes.
And what you're not going to be able to do is pull a nasty one over our eyes and think we don't see you all.
That's right.
Democrats,
yes.
Y'all messing, y'all want to play?
Yes.
We about to show you how it's done. And once we show you, don't hate the player, hate the game. And what you're going to have to do is respect the hustle,
That's
baby.
right.
Because we getting tired of you all.
Oh, my goodness.
So, I wake up this morning, girl, minding my own business.
Minding your business, yes.
And some stuff is breaking about. And we'll say allegedly. I think it's really true.
Yeah.
Because now all of the news outlets are reporting on it, and some on the left is trying to make it okay.
But we got to say allegedly because we wasn't there actually to see it actually done. So
That's
it got
right.
to be allegedly. But we
know
y'all,
they are saying that Susan Rice unmasked our president, President Donald J. Trump, and his team. Okay? Now, they say Susan Rice, whose Newsweek once described as former President Barack Obama's right-hand woman. Stop right there.
Stop right there.
Susan Rice was President Obama's right-hand woman. This lady unmasked Trump, and they trying to spin it on the left where she didn't tell nobody. I started cussing. I made sure I started cussing and cuss, so I wouldn't come on here cussing.
Oh, God.
I don't know if they think we cuckoo for Cocoa Puff, Taco Bell, dumb as hell. No. If this lady unmasked our president and his team, you better believe Obama knew about it. Period.
And one more thing.
What, girl?
They may think we Willie Hump, the neighborhood chump.
What?
You forgot that.
That's right. We Willie Hump. They think we crazy.
They think we ignorant. But we've been talking about this here
for a while.
Over a month now, since President Trump tweeted it out that President Obama wiretapped the tower.
That's right.
We've been talking about it. We've been breaking it down. We've been telling y'all that some stuff is going on, and little by little, stuff is leaking right on out like a leaky gut.
Now, I wanted to know. Okay, so when is this justified? Well, you remember they was having the hearings the other week with Comey and this other guy.
Yes.
Now, first, Okay. First, is there a valid need to know on the part of the agency or individual requesting the unmasking? If the NSA were to determine that the FBI, when looking into a related matter, would be hindered by not having the identity of the U.S. person unmasked, the NSA will unmask them to give the FBI their identity.
Okay.
So the way I took that, if the FBI is trying to find out something they can't dig, then they'll use the NSA to unmask you, and they get that information. Okay?
Right.
All right. Okay. And the second is if you basically is committing a crime.
If you're committing
a crime. And they're doing intelligence, then they can unmask you that way.
Now, what you just said are reasons.
Those are the only two reasons that anybody should be unmasked.
Okay.
From what I gather, from my sources.
Okay.
So what I don't understand is if President Trump, Donald Trump, was running for president, and I believe that this girl, and I want to call her another name. Y'all forgive me if it slip out.
Okay. This
goodness, took and unmasked him. Why? Because he didn't fit in either of these categories. And then for the left to insult our intelligence and tell us what she didn't let nobody else know. Y'all can go straight to, go straight to hell with that lie. That is a lie from the pits of hell. And I asked my mother the other day, was hell a bad word? She said, no, it ain't a bad word. Then I went on to say, well, Mama, why in the hell? She said, wait a minute. It's how you use it. Hey, Mama, I love you. I hope you're looking tonight. But you see what I'm talking about.
I got exactly what you talk about. So that brings me back to Mr. Flynn. You know, Mr. Flynn, he wants immunity for his testimony.
He should get it.
Okay? But the Dems is denying him that. They're saying no. But you know why they're denying it? Because they would prefer for him to keep his mouth shut and plead the fifth.
Why?
Why? So the truth won't come out.
Oh, about Susan Rice. And
about everything that Flynn knows, what's going on.
Oh, you think he knows something?
I know he knows something. That's why he wants immunity for his testimonies. And them Dems is like, oh, hell no. If he get there and start spilling the beans,
somebody gonna get in trouble.
Not only
somebody about to go down.
Somebody's gonna go down, but it's gonna go down for the Dem team.
Okay, tell me what you know. Tell me what you feel. Well, tell me what you feel,
what
girl.
I feel. Okay. So Flynn, all right, he's asking for immunity in exchange for his testimony.
Right.
I'm gonna tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Okay.
But you got to give me immunity. So that I won't go to jail based off of what I'm going to say. And the Dems is like, no, no immunity, no deal. Okay, well, they would prefer. See, when he goes to testify, all Flynn got to do is plead the fifth and keep his mouth shut. Well, with him keeping his mouth shut, you never know the real truth about what really happened or what's really going on. Because if they give him immunity for him to tell the truth, somebody on the Dem side is who's going to get in trouble. Somebody on the Dem side is who's going to be exposed. That's right, under the Obama administration, allegedly.
Okay, but here's the deal. Let's go back to old Susan Rice.
Susan.
If she had Team Trump and all of them unmasked, why?
Why?
So wait, that's just the unmasking.
Yes.
Who ordered the surveillance?
I was just about to
for
go
you
there.
To be able to unmask it. Y'all,
and like somebody said, it's not actually immunity, it's protection from unlawful being prosecuted. But still, if Flynn get the opportunity to say something, some people is going to, they're going to be unmasked.
But my thing is, with what Susan Rice did, she did the unmasking. Who did the surveillance?
Who did the surveillance? Who did the leaking? It's all going to play hand in hand because they knew President Trump was going to be the president.
Oh yeah, that I know. I know that.
They knew that. And from my understanding, I think this is something that started all the way back in April with this Susan person.
Well then, could it have been that Susan, since they already knew this here,
right?
and knew he was going to be president.
Right.
Let's create this Russia story to distract us from all the stuff that we done did and we don't want to get out.
That's right, because when you really look at it, Diamond.
What, girl?
There's so much money that's been given to Russia from the Obama administration.
And ain't nobody
talking about it. And then look at all of the uranium that Hillary Clinton sold to Russia.
Ain't nobody
talking about that. And look at all the billions of dollars that Obama has given. There ain't nobody talking about that. But they want to keep this Russia story and try to have all of these ties and connection with Russia and Trump and Russia, but not talking about the connection with Obama, Clinton, and Putin. There is some connection with Russia.
Who was surveilling, who was unmasking, and who was leaking.
Right. They're not.
Okay, y'all get that? So they don't want to talk about who's surveilling, who's leaking, who's unmasking.
They don't want to talk about that.
Nor do they want to talk about Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Putin, all of those ties together.
They don't want to talk about that.
So they keep this here, us distracted with this one story about Russia.
Right. And that's what they're trying to do. Keep us distracted with that one story about Russia is the one that hacked into this election. It's because of Russia that President Trump won the election. They don't want to believe for the life of them that the American people woke up from the stupor that we've been asleep in for so long and decided to vote for Donald Trump. We decided to vote against the status quo because the status quo would, if Hillary Clinton would have gotten in. Do you know more jobs would have been overseas?
Oh, yeah.
And over 550% more refugees would have entered this country?
Absolutely.
If Hillary Clinton would have gotten in, she would still be sitting down on her behind waiting on her $4 billion plane. She would not give a damn about the American people.
I know that. We voted right.
Yes.
But everybody got to stand behind who we voted for.
We voted
for President Trump.
That's right.
President Trump is in office. And that's who we're behind.
Exactly.
But when I see these unmasking by Susan Rice, who was Obama right-hand woman.
Yes.
Yes. That lets me know I don't care what nobody say. Yes. And this is my opinion about that.
That's right.
I believe Obama knew everything that was going on.
That's right.
Obama, what's his name? Who you like to say?
Barack Hussein Obama.
Yes.
Now the DNC are saying that the intelligence was spying on Russia. Okay.
The intelligence was spying on Russia.
Okay. And of course, you know that Trump people were talking to Russia, so that's how the
intelligence was surveilled.
But what they are failing to tell everybody is about the Espionage Act.
That's right. You're not supposed to do that. It's illegal.
As soon as you hear an American voice on the other end of that line or on the other end of that wiretap or whatever it is, you are supposed to cut whatever it is off. Due to the Espionage Act.
Not only that, but the mere fact that Susan Rice unmasked him, or did the unmasking. The thing about that is, to me, that was illegally.
That's right.
Because wasn't no FBI looking for them.
That's right.
They wasn't committing the crime.
What they're trying to say, Diamond, is that it was incidental.
Oh, incidental my behind.
Yeah.
It's incidental. So you mean to tell me that's just like hitting the lottery? You mean to tell me hitting the lottery for millions? So you mean to tell me out of these millions of people in the United States, you gonna take and surveil and unmask a man that's running for the president of the United States, that's running to be president? See,
it was incidentally done too.
Was it incidental when Donald Brazil leaked the question to Hillary Clinton at the debate?
Yeah.
Was that incidental? I mean, you got that. Look at
how many incidentals do it take before it becomes deliberate? Because they did this to President Trump and his team.
That's right. Absolutely. Yes,
so
they did.
How many incidentals did it take before it became deliberate?
Just one. This was deliberately done.
It was deliberately
to
done.
Trump, to President Trump, and they know it. And so what they keep doing is pushing these narratives in the news, y'all.
Right.
And whichever one don't stick, they'll push another one and push another one and push another one.
And they try to keep it on a negative spin. If they can keep it on a negative spin, it begins to put doubt in the minds of the American people that voted for President Trump.
Well, I don't put no doubt in my mind. I don't let them take me.
And that's another thing that brings us back to loyalty.
We
voted for President Trump.
Yes.
Because we knew he was the man.
That's right.
To go to Washington, disturb the status quo, and do a job that he said he was going to do.
Right. We did that. That's what we voted for. That's what we voted for.
So in spite of how things may look, how things may sound, in spite of how the media may try to push it to make it look, we have to stand our ground as the American people.
That's right.
And say, hell no, we're not going to go for that okie doke. We're not going to do that. That's what the media has been doing for years.
They've been trying to trick your mind while they rape you from behind, child.
They've been trying to do it.
And I'm telling you, and if you don't believe that narrative, what they do is they feed you another narrative and keep feeding you until you bite onto it.
Yes.
And what we have to do, especially if you are behind President Trump, is you have to ignore it.
Yes.
Listen. Our man was surveilled.
Yes.
He was unmasked.
Yes.
Someone leaked it out. And here's the deal. They had no business unmasking or surveilling him.
That's right.
And if it was them talking to Russia on the phone or whatever, none of that should have been. You should have stopped recording when you heard that American voice on the phone.
And look at how many times Hillary Clinton have talked to somebody from Russia.
And she even sold them. And she even sold them uranium. Ain't nobody talking about
ain't
that.
Nothing leaked out.
So she done flipped from Flint out of the woods. You know, maybe we should start holding her accountable right now for some things.
Right.
Maybe it's time to bring down some indictments, especially when it comes to what's that foundation? That Clinton Foundation.
The Clinton Foundation.
Evidently, it ain't making no money.
Well, it was before funded a lot of billions and millions and millions of dollars.
And they can't funnel it now because she didn't get to be president. She wasn't president.
Yeah.
So you all, with this here surveillance, our president was surveilled.
Yes.
Not only that, he was unmasked and it leaked.
Yes.
And then they're upset because he go to the Winter White House in Mar-a-Lago. Every weekend, I want my president out of that White House.
Yes.
Go home.
Go home.
Go home where you're comfortable.
That's right.
I do not trust nobody in that White House.
Nobody.
I do not trust even some in his inner circle.
That's right.
I do not trust him in that damn White House. All because of this here stuff that's leaking out.
That's right.
So you want him to be there so that you can leak out his personal information? You want to do something? Go home on the weekends. You get to do it. Because you gave your money back.
That's right.
As a matter of fact, he donated money. Donated the money to somebody.
To be exact, $78,333. President Trump donated his first quarterly salary to the National Park Service.
Oh yeah. He can go home anytime he wants to go home.
And ready, because actually he's volunteering his time.
That's right. That's exactly what he's doing.
He's volunteering his time. And our First Lady, Melania Trump, if she wants to live in New York at Trump Tower and not want to live at the White House, then so be it. Because that means the money that that the taxpayer pay to keep her protected at the White House, just move it to the Trump Tower.
Absolutely. I
mean,
love
what's the big deal?
Somebody said, what are the Democrats afraid of? They are afraid of something, and I bet it's big. You know what? Well, I know it is.
Exactly.
And the one thing I love about our president, I love the fact that he can't keep it. He is going to tweet it out. Or he going to come and tell the nation.
Right.
Which he should.
Yeah.
Because that's why we sent him up there.
That's right.
Drain the swamp. Yes, they are hiding something
huge. And see, that's why when if you remember, whenever Hillary Clinton, during a general election, President Obama, he came out, girl.
He was hard in full-fledged colors.
He was scared.
Yes, he was, honey. He was out there. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, I ain't never seen a sitting president campaigning for a crook, honey. I ain't never seen that right there.
He was scared.
Yes, he was.
She was scared. And a lot more other people on that side was scared. And see, that's why they took and they stole it from
Bernie Sanders.
Yeah. All of his people got burned and they felt the burn. But that's the reason why. Because they was looking and betting on her to be the president so they can keep more corruption going.
Yeah.
That's what they stole.
And I think that they are afraid that our president is going to find out something. And you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if my president already doesn't know about it.
That's the deal.
Yeah, they are very afraid.
That's the deal. And that's why whenever he do tweet out something or say something, all of this negative, they take and spin it negatively. They put their panel up there and they spin everything negative.
Somebody said, I think he's safe at the White House.
Oh, no. If you got people jumping the fences.
If you got people leaking out conversations.
Yes.
Leaking out. This is intelligence that's not supposed to be leaking out.
Right.
No, I don't trust him.
He's not saying.
I like it when he go home on the weekend.
Yes, he needs to go home because whenever you get finished working, don't y'all go home?
That's right.
They go home when they get
go
finished
home.
working.
You don't stay on the job all weekend.
You don't stay on the job all the weekend.
You
That's right. That's right. That's
Somebody
right.
put something up there about saying it there.
That's right.
Okay, y'all. So we already know that. Okay, we got our eye. We will keep reporting on Susan Rice and what's going to happen because the left is already trying to cover up for her, making it look like she didn't do nothing wrong. But in my eyesight, she did a whole lot wrong. Because if she allegedly unmasked and she was right there by Obama, the right-hand woe man, then you was talking to the man Obama, telling him what was going down. Don't think we stupid. Y'all both is black. We both is black. You know how y'all like to run off at y'all mouth.
That's
and
right.
Susan, don't act like you can keep something. You know you
yourself.
can't keep,
can't keep
nothing.
Thing to yourself.
Okay, so the other week the president tweeted out something about the Freedom Caucus.
Yes.
So everybody got all upset about it. Yes. Oh no, Mr. President, not the Freedom Caucus. Listen, you all.
Listen.
Y'all, do y'all know we have a brilliant, very smart president?
Very smart.
And President Trump is like this. This is how I view him.
Right.
He may not say your name at first, but he may have to call the whole organization to get one person's attention.
That one person.
Let me get your attention.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
And I believe that's what he was doing when he tweeted out about the Freedom Caucus. See, let me tell you something.
Yes.
Inside of the circle, people that's supposed to be on your team and playing with you, you have swamp people.
That's right.
You have the elitists.
Yes.
You have people going against the status quo.
That's right.
Don't want to work with the president. Right inside of the circle.
Inside of the circle.
So it's like, wait a minute.
Yes.
We got to drain the swamp of these people.
Yes.
And let me tell you how I know.
How you know?
We was at the airport the other day, minding my business.
Minding our business.
We was having a conversation.
Yes. And it was you and I.
Yeah, we were having a conversation. So this woman dipped her nose in our conversation because we were talking about politics.
Right.
Now she's supposed to be a Republican.
A Republican.
And now she didn't know that we were going President Trump. She didn't know who we was. She didn't know that we support President Trump. We're behind him.
Right.
So her first thing was to start trying to bash him. And y'all know Diamond don't let anybody sit up and bash our president. So I waited. I did like Silk taught me. Yes. Silk say don't talk over the people. You let them finish their whole whatever they got to say. And baby, after she finished it, I went the hell off on her.
That's right. But you was nice.
I was real nice when I did it too.
Yes,
I didn't turn it off. I had to go off on her. I had to let her know. See, she assumed just because we were black, we voted Democrat. No, baby, we voted Republican.
That's right.
That man you sitting here talking about, we put him in office.
That's right.
We voted for him.
Yes.
That's what we wanted.
That's right.
And so when I see the president tweet out the certain organization, you got people that's supposed to be Republicans and want the president to fail.
That's right.
What kind of foolishness is that? And then you think you can come up to us and talk to us because they don't know or don't realize who we are and who we voted for.
What?
So the whole thing, you all, is crazy.
It's crazy.
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
We sent President Trump up there to do a job. He don't like twiddling his thumbs. Twiddling his thumbs.
He like to get stuff done.
That's why when he go home, he's still working.
That's right.
That's the kind
Even in the midst of playing golf, he's still
having a meeting about something, about repealing and replacing Obamacare.
Yes.
And so I'm appalled when I see people in the party trying to take down our president, trying to go against his agenda. It bothers me.
Well, you know, I had to do some investigation on the Freedom Caucus because that's just who I am. I always say that I'm the thinker and you the talker.
Yes.
So I had to go a little deeper. Just let me explain myself, okay?
Explain.
So the Freedom Caucus, also known as the House Freedom Caucus, is the congressional caucus consisting of conservatives and libertarian Republican members of the United States House of Representatives.
Okay.
Okay? It was formed January 26, 2015.
Right.
2 years ago, okay? And you can go to Wikipedia, etc. To look this up, okay? It was formed by 9 conservative active Republican members, okay? You can go look up those 9 people. So in mid-January 2015, they were planning a new congressional caucus separate from the Republican Study Committee and apart from the House Republican Conference, okay? Now, this is what got me, okay? The criteria that was set up by the 9 conservative active Republican members, the ones that started this, the criteria that was set up for the new members that joined was that they had to be willing to vote against, at the time, Speaker of the United States House of Representatives, John Boehner.
Well, a lot of people didn't like him. He was a crybaby. Go ahead.
Right, but the group was formed. In order to join this group, you had to be willing to speak against him and vote against him on legislation that the group had opposed. Okay. Some in the group, was against President Trump and still is against President Trump and is furious with their colleagues that they are warming up to President Trump. So, once again, when you say that it's some that's inside of these groups that are like swamp people, they're like rats that's clogging the pipes. They're the ones that's keeping a lot of stuff.
Okay. Wait a minute, Robert. Wait a minute. Robert said that's cold, Diamond. No, wait a minute. Boehner, he used to cry about everything, you all, and everybody wanted to get rid of Boehner. I remember that. Everybody wanted to get rid of him. Everybody wanted to get rid of him. Okay, I apologize for calling him a cry baby. He's just a crier. How about that?
Okay. But the group was formed that, we're gonna be the opposition.
Right.
Okay. Even though they was all there together, part of the team, we're gonna go against this person. No, we're not gonna do this. But what's happening now, it's the same thing I see happening with them trying to with the judge, the Supreme Court judge, with the way that the Democrats is doing now. They don't care if he is qualified to be the judge. They don't care about his qualification. The deal is Trump won, and we don't like it that President Trump won, and this is President Trump pick, so we just gonna take and sit on it, deny it, and delay it.
Well,
so there are some that's in this group, the Freedom Caucus, that's trying to do the same thing. What President Trump wants to do is take and let's all work together. Let's see how we can negotiate and come to a middle ground to get some stuff done here. But if you got that one person inside of the bunch, all it takes is one fox to destroy the vine.
And we're not saying everybody in the Freedom Caucus is bad. He wasn't saying that. But he sees some stuff. There is some people that sit in high places and don't want to go along with the agenda. Just want to sit on it, and he can't let that happen.
I mean, it's just like cancer. When you have cancer somewhere in your body and you take chemo, it goes through your whole body to get that one cancer cell. There's a cancer cell inside of this here, the Freedom Caucus. Is something there that's not right.
Listen, somebody said, the health care bill was a bad bill.
I understand that.
But still, you all, it can be more than just a health care bill. When you're looking at something, don't just look at it one way. Our president tweeted that out for a reason.
For a reason.
That's just like, for example, the other day, I tweeted some stuff out about racism.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I wasn't trying to stir up anything.
Right.
I was trying to make my point when it comes to one beige person.
One person.
I was trying to get her straight.
That's right.
Because I get tired of her sitting on TV always talking about this person is racist and that person is racist. So sometimes you got to do it broad to let that person's attention, get that person's attention, let them know I see you.
Exactly.
I see you.
Exactly.
And so what I didn't want people to do is to take and get all upset with the president.
Right.
Wait a minute.
Right.
Y'all, he can see more than we can see.
He knows.
He didn't say everybody in the Freedom Caucus.
Right.
He just said broadly the Freedom Caucus because he was probably trying to get a few of them attention.
Right.
The ones that's got to be drained.
I call it a warning shot.
That's right.
That if you don't get your ass right, somebody's going to get their ass folded out. Period. But now this is what get me, Diamond.
Yes, girl.
Okay. As a supporter of our president,
yes,
we have to stand the storm. We have to stand through it.
We can't
throw our president under the bus.
And I get mad when I see that, y'all. Listen, the one thing that you will never be able to do with Diamond and Silk, you can't talk about our president.
No, you can't
come up to me and you can't say nothing negative about my president.
That's
okay?
right.
Listen, look, he's not a career politician.
That's right.
He is a businessman.
Totally different.
He makes deals.
Right.
He negotiates.
Right.
Okay? That's who we sent up there.
Exactly.
Everybody is in disarray because I believe today that Jared is in Iraq. Where's the Secretary of State? Hey,
love you.
Here's the deal. I love it, y'all.
Yes.
I love it that, okay, hold up.
You don't know which angle he's coming from.
I love it that he's using ordinary people.
That's right.
That's what it's going to probably take to solve some of these problems.
That's right.
And so we have to stand behind him 100%.
Plus,
we can't waver and we can't back down.
Right.
Because what the Dems are trying to do, they want you to waver.
They're
trying to weigh you down.
Right.
And our president is like this.
Yes.
I ain't got time to play games.
You ain't got time for this.
Either we gonna do this or we not.
We're going to go to the house.
Okay. We gonna do this or we not.
Right.
And if you sitting on what we trying to do, then I got to call you out.
That's right.
Now I'm a same face.
Yes.
So I won't embarrass you.
Right.
I'll just say it in a broad. But I got to call you out.
Right.
Because what you're not going to do is sit on the agenda.
Right.
And if the health care bill was bad, then people, let's get together and let's revamp it so that it can be good for both sides.
That's right.
We got to learn how to work together.
We got to learn how to work together. And for anybody that's up there biased, that is just mad and say, well, I'm not going to work with them, then go home.
Go home.
Get out of the
Because you got the wrong. He's not a career politician.
That's right.
Well, you know when Obama and them took their behind up there and they just sat down.
Yeah.
President Trump ain't going to do that.
No. Girl.
And people can't believe that they keep seeing him on TV. Because he working.
Yes.
He is working.
Do you see all of the work that this man is doing on a daily basis?
On a daily basis?
I've
never seen a president work like that. No. I've never seen that.
But he's working for the American people. And as the American people that voted for President Trump, we are his foundation.
That's right.
We are his strength. So whenever they take and try to beat him down there, we are where he get his strength from, his energy from. Right. And we got to stand in his corner 100%.
Somebody said, why haven't they, I think we mentioned it about Congress been in these office for all of these years. They should have already had a solution when it comes to Obamacare, but they wasn't doing their job.
Right.
They've been sitting on their behinds.
Right.
Ryan Paul, whatever his name is.
Whatever.
Y'all know how I feel about him. I'm not fond of him.
Right.
Never's been fond of him.
Right.
But the buck stops with, remember what I say?
Right.
This is the president. You got the people that's supposed to be protecting him.
That's right.
People that's supposed to know things. Supposed to know things.
Yes.
What I'm saying is this here. When our president says something, and he may say something about the organization,
right?
Look, he sees something inside of that organization,
right?
That may not look
something
right.
That's not right.
Something ain't quite right.
That's right.
Or I wonder was somebody trying to throw the Freedom Caucus under the bus to save their own assets. They know who I'm talking about.
You know who we talking about.
Mr. President, I say drain the swamp.
Just drain it.
And just start with some people in your inner circle.
Yes.
I know one. I know of one.
2.
A couple of them.
3.
Yes,
3.
yes.
And then to the old heads that's up there. That's been there for 12, 15, 50 years.
Yeah. Like Maxine Waters.
And hadn't gotten anything done. And okay, can we just talk about Maxine Waters?
We can talk about Maxine Waters because we talked about her the other night with her hair.
Yeah, we talked about that situation. But when I listened to her talk, and she talked about the struggles of the Black community,
right,
and how all of this different stuff and the pain that the Black community goes through, and don't have this for the Black community, and the Black community need this, and all of this different stuff. And then you have all of these different Black organizations that gets millions of dollars for the Black community. I hope Maxine Waters is listening. But the money stops at their pocketbook or their bank account and never reaches the Black community.
Allegedly.
That Maxine Waters is speaking of. And then you get a man named President Trump, Donald J. Trump, to come in and say what he wants to do for the Black community. He comes in and he starts bringing back jobs because he know the number one thing we got to do is work, because if you don't work, you don't eat.
That's right.
You got to provide for your family, okay? So now, President Trump come in and say, okay, I got the power to do this right here to help your issues, Maxine Waters.
I got the solution. I have the solution.
Because the people that's been around you ain't did jack.
Ain't did a thing.
They the problem, not the solution.
Maxine is the problem too.
She's part of the problem.
Yes, she is.
But then you got President Trump to say, okay, let's work together, Maxine Waters. Let's see how we can do this right here. And then she stand there and say, I'm not going to work with him. I'm not going to go for him. I'm not going to do nothing for me. I'm going to page him. What the...
Well, the reason why she wants him impeached is because she may be part of some nastiness that's going on up there at that White House.
That's right.
That she don't want nobody to know about. That's why she always running off at her mouth.
Well,
and
she's been there long enough, yeah.
I looked at Brains Brown and I looked at her hair.
We did. Now, wait a minute. We did take a look at it.
It do look alike.
It do.
That hair look just alike.
But James Brown had a perm. He had a relaxer. and a roller set, to get that volume in his hair. Okay? And when I looked at the curvature and all, it do resembles James Brown's hair. It do. But the way O'Reilly said it was insulting.
Yes,
it was insulting the way he said it.
But anywho, so some of these here high profile people, it's time for them to it's time for them to bounce. If they don't want to go. We send a man up there that wants to work. That wants to get some things done. And I'm happy that he's putting people in different positions where stuff can get done. Yes. And you all holding back, pulling back.
Okay, that's what they've been doing. They did that with the Democrats. This is what they've been doing because they know that if they can give you little crumbs and they can just give you a hand out, right, then they can control you. That's right. They know that. Right. Somebody said, I look too. You look too, yeah. It was. You know what? I'm just, somebody said something. What? Y'all are so funny. What? Y'all, people are funny. I can see their little thick comments when they come up here and it's funny. And I'm trying to hold my breath so I won't laugh. Okay, well, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's the truth. It's true. Okay, listen. Okay. Girl, did you know?
Go ahead, girl.
That 5 billion like boy, that's a lot. That's a lot. $5 billion was allocated to a sanctuary city in Chicago.
And we have all of that crime going on in
all
Chicago.
Of the crime that's going on in Chicago, okay? I ain't heard of no money being allocated towards helping the people that live there. But $5 billion was allocated to a sanctuary city in Chicago.
So is that why the mayor of Chicago is upset? Because he gonna miss out on $5 billion to house those people? That's $5 billion of taxpayers.
He already got the $5 billion of taxpayers' money.
And this is for a sanctuary city.
For a sanctuary city.
We're housing illegal immigrants, meaning they've committed a crime. So really there's a criminal. That's criminality.
Right.
He's housing that in his state.
He is
But he can't take and stop all of these people from killing up each other on a daily basis because the crime is so high there.
He's aiding and abetting criminals within his city is what he is doing. And this was given to him under the Obama administration. And Obama sent $27 billion of taxpayer money to fund sanctuary cities. $26.74 billion to be exact, to fund only 106 sanctuary cities.
You know, that's a lot of money. So wait a minute. Wait. You talking about not millions, you talking about billions.
Billions.
So what are they doing with this money and who's getting kickbacks? That is a lot of money. So imagine if President Trump got rid of that, that right there can go back and cut down the deficit.
The deficit, it can help our homeless veterans. It can help the people that's hungry out here on the street. It can help so many people that's doing it the right way, or in our American people. It can help us, the American people, to take our tax dollars.
Yeah.
And here we is going off and going back and forth about medical and health care. And here we are funding illegal aliens.
Somebody said, look at Hillary Clinton's bank account, see if it's in there.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Because that is a lot of money. And so, wait a minute. If you're giving these cities $20-some billion, what are they doing with $23 billion? Okay, $27 billion. So if an illegal immigrant go to Chicago, do they give what they doing with that 20? Well, how much money is that illegal immigrant
getting? Each person is allocated so much money to live. Free housing, free food, free medical, off of the backs of the taxpayers. Girl, when I read that, I could not believe that. $5 billion to Chicago, and you have people killing each other.
Not only that, but you have Americans, whether they white or black, living in horrible
areas. Yes.
You have gang violence. I'm talking about it's so prevalent where it's so horrible that your child can't even be outside without probably getting shot.
Right. Billion. Be like boy.
That's sad. That's really sad. Well, I think the president's going to defund these things.
Oh, he's already, yes. They're being defunded. But this one mayor, he wants to kick against it and say, oh, no. Somebody said don't call them illegal.
Well, the reason probably why he wanted to kick against the 27 bill, kick against it, is because he wanted to continue to get that $5 billion.
He can't get that because if you do not abide by the law, that's already the law,
right?
Then you're gonna be sitting in a nice warm jail cell. With the criminals you aid and abet.
Ain't nobody gonna aid and abet you. Don't worry. You ain't got no sanctuary. You go over there to Mexico.
That's right.
Your behind still gonna be in Mexico, in the Mexico jail.
That's right.
You cross that border and you see what happens.
Yes, and I always say, catch and release are for fish. But sanctuaries are for birds.
Somebody said
or
poverty.
The church.
Yeah, a lot of people in Chicago.
A lot of people is living in poverty, and a lot of them can be strung out. They can't make ends meet or what have you. And then you're taking our taxpayers' money and you're giving it to people that's not even supposed to be here or won't even abide by American law. And just as soon as an American person break the law, you lock them up and take it.
But they're going to have to cut that funding. They're going to have to
cut it.
And then what they're going to have to do is people are going to have to follow the law.
Right.
And if you come to this country, you're going to have to be legal.
You're going to have to be legal. So the people that's out there upset about our first lady living in New York, and the monies that's being paid out to secure her, they should be talking about this $5 billion.
That's right.
All of these billions of dollars that's been allocated to these sanctuary cities of our taxpayers' money. They should be going off about that.
I heard somebody say something about illegal immigrants, and especially the ones that commit misdemeanors. Should not happen. But I'm sorry, if you're using a illegal social security number, you need to be deported too. And I'm about to tell you why. Because we can't use fake social security numbers.
Right.
See, some of the things that we want to brush off when they do it, us as Americans can't do it. We can get in trouble for that.
And do you know that an illegal alien has been indicted for $12 million in tax refund and voter fraud? he done swindled
the government
out of $12 million in tax refund and voter fraud. And I'm sitting here like, what are we working for? Because when we get older and we have to rely back on somebody, everything's going to be dried up. I'm not getting
Somebody said if you come here legally, you need a job. If you don't, no welfare, no government housing, no health care, nothing, go back home.
Go back.
And that was a black person I saw, and you're right.
That's right.
That's absolutely right, because what they're doing is draining down the system. If you come here, first of all, if you come here, you need to be legal.
You need to be legal. Do it the right way so we know who's walking amongst us.
That's the number one thing.
That's right.
And the second thing is you got to sort of pull your own weight now.
You have to.
You can't. You only need to use the system if you really need it. Don't just go get on the system because I can use it.
That's right.
I don't like that.
But now, when a child is born, from birth, they're documented.
Oh, absolutely.
With the birth
we are all tracked.
Yes.
I said that.
And a social security
That's
number.
right.
They're documented.
That's what, yes.
From the time that they come out of the rooter all the way to when they grow up, they are tracked until they are dead. Okay? If you come here to this country, hey, why not get the same treatment that the American people is getting?
Somebody just put up, Obama told illegals to vote. To get out of the vote. Well, y'all remember when he said that?
I remember when he said it.
Senator Just Session, when he was the senator, had to call Obama out on
That's right. I remember that. I tell you
all, the system, the whole system is flawed.
Yes.
Are we going to take some calls on that? We will talk the whole show.
We almost done talked
the whole doggone show. Somebody said you still have to eat. Okay, I didn't read that. Okay, I like to read some of you all comments that's coming up on the screen. Thank you all for even joining us with this conversation.
Right,
we have a lot going on. We have the surveillance, our president being surveilled.
Yes.
Okay. Somebody said, thank you, Roland Martin, for introducing me to Diamond and Silk. Well, Robert, I'm glad that you're here. And I hope that if you didn't vote for Trump that last time, in the next 4 years, you vote for him.
That's right.
Because, honey, all Roland Martin do is sit his behind over there and spew hate.
Just spew straight hate.
Didn't
he also give a question to...
he helped. I heard he helped.
Too.
We'll say allegedly, but we know for sure because Donna Brazile admitted that she gave a question to Hillary Clinton.
Yes. Okay.
So get the phone number.
Phone number. It's already. I hadn't even given the number out, and it's already ringing.
Okay.
980-224-4600. 980-224-4600. Be sure to turn down whatever listening device you have. Turn it down.
Because if y'all see me laughing, that's because somebody don't put something up crazy, and y'all know things tickle me, and I'll start laughing. So let's go to the phones. Hi, you're on with Diamond and Silk. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, it's Deborah from Oregon.
Hi, Deborah.
I love you ladies so much.
Oh, I love you more.
For President Trump.
Thank you.
I love him. I don't care what the Dems say or do. He has more character and integrity than they can ever dream of having.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
And as far as Susan Rice, judging by her news conferences during the Benghazi thing, I think she will probably try and deny everything, but I'm hoping that it will lead to unraveling this whole thing.
Yes.
I mean, she probably didn't take a potty break without asking Obama how many squares to use.
You see what I'm talking about?
I don't have much faith in her, but we'll see. Maybe it'll lead to something else.
Okay.
You know what? We live in Oregon, and I about flipped out because our governor, who is in favor of this sanctuary crowd, wants to cut veteran funds that she can pay for the health care of illegals.
Who is your wait a minute? Who is your governor?
Can we call her out?
Who's your governor?
Governor Kate Brown.
Governor Kate Brown. So what she want to do in Oregon, she wants to cut veteran funding so that she can have more funding to go towards sanctuary cities, people that cross our border illegally.
Yes. Oh. This is what I read it on, I don't know if it was Facebook or Twitter, but one of the two.
Okay, we'll say allegedly. We'll say allegedly.
Allegedly.
But if that's true, do you all know when her time is up?
When is her time up?
When is her time up?
She just got elected as governor this past election.
Wow. Wow. You know, that is sad. And this, thank you for calling, darling.
Thank you, darling.
This is what, you know what, sometimes, and I don't push people to be out in the streets, but sometimes you got to get up in some of these governors' faces.
Yes.
Because our veterans are important.
Yes.
And if it's true, we don't know if it's true, we'll say allegedly.
We'll say allegedly.
But if that's true, that concerns me.
Yes.
Because now you saying, give me these millions for sanctuary cities.
Right.
But forget about the people that done went and done fought for our country, done fought for our flag, done fought for you to have the freedom to do what you want to do. That makes me mad.
Girl,
that makes me
sad.
That makes
lost
me mad.
Sight of what I
Don't lose sight, girl. Yes.
How
you on with Diamond and Silk? What's your name and where you calling from? Cut us down, baby.
Cut us down, sweetie.
Yes.
Okay,
you're on with Diamond and Silk. Where you calling from?
Kentucky.
Hi, darling. Okay, tell me what's going down with Kentucky and tell me what do you think about Susan Rice and her unmasking?
Who's George?
Oh, Lord, he didn't hear me. He didn't hear me. Okay, darling, we love you, but we got to go to another call. Listen, when y'all call, cut them little monitor things down so that you can hear us, or we have to just click off.
Yes.
We have to just click off. Yes. But that really concerns me.
And somebody said call out Governor Brown. I think that's what they said, or somebody else in California. You know, this here is ridiculous.
Well, what's ridiculous about it is that you don't care about the American people. You're so concerned about everybody that's doing stuff illegal. But when it's American, let me go ahead and lock you up. Let me put you in jail.
And I asked somebody the question, is it okay for illegal immigrants to come here and then they become the new slaves?
And somebody said yes. That's another thing, you all.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Hold on, callers.
But somebody, Silk, I like how she asked the person a question.
Right.
Is it okay? How did you ask?
I asked her, is it okay for illegal immigrants to come here to America and then now they become the new slaves? And this person said yes. And I'm like, wait a minute. That
illegal immigrants should not be used as the new slaves.
That's right.
Illegal immigrants should get legal so that they can become American, not a slave.
Right.
And what the left is doing is trying to make illegal immigrants okay to be slaves.
Right.
Let me give you crumbs.
Yes.
And that's what got to be stopped.
It got to be stopped.
That got to be stopped.
It have to be stopped.
And shame on the governors that's going to cut funding for our veterans and give it to people that's committing crimes when they cross that border illegally. Shame on them.
And they committed their first crime when they crossed the border illegally.
Illegal immigrants is not a race. It is a crime when you do that. When you have somebody like President Trump trying to clean up this mess, everybody think it's wrong, when it's like whatever is right is now wrong and whatever is wrong is right. That's got to stop.
It's going to end.
That's right.
It is going to end. We voted for President Trump because we are tired, sick and tired of seeing people out on the streets unable to make ends meet.
That's right.
Unable to take care of their families.
That's right.
We're tired of seeing that. And these same people have been in these positions
for years
and have done absolutely nothing for the American people.
Haven't done not a damn
and then
thing.
in walks this man that wants to that went in on before day one and started doing what he said he's going to do. Now everybody don't know how to act.
They don't know how to act. They mad with him. He this, he that. And that's why they either push the racism narrative.
Yes.
The narrative about Russia.
Right.
The narrative about, he's not doing well with women. Somebody asked me a question like that. And all of you middle-aged liberal women that want to protest, you should have took your middle-aged ass to the polls and voted for who you wanted to vote for.
That's right.
Because I don't even believe Hillary had a bunch of women vote for her.
Right.
They just didn't like her behind. So you can't get mad with us women. Us women on the right got out. We marched to those polls and we voted for who we wanted to vote for. Right. And the best thing for you all to do is to line up with the program, baby. Right. That's what you need to do.
It's going to benefit all of you.
All of you.
Even the liberals. That's right. Even the nasty ones. All of you.
All of you. It just really makes me mad. Oh. And do you know women didn't get out and vote for old Crooked? She didn't have women
on men. They didn't want to vote for her.
She knew she was going to lose the day that she went down there to that vote poll. To vote for her own self.
And that was staged.
All of that was staged. Look. The deal is, this is ordained by God. We got the right one, baby. God, we got the right man in office. Yes. But we all got to get behind him, even the liberals. That's right. Because it's still going to benefit your behind, too. Yes. Now, what's wrong with a lot of these people? They don't want to get up off their behinds and go to work.
They don't want to go to work.
You going to get up off your behind.
Do not try to debate me, and you ain't even get out and vote.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Don't even come to me talking about
with that.
Why you vote for him. Well, why you didn't vote for her.
That's right. Absolutely. I think that bothers me when I see all of these women out there. Oh, we got to go to the phone. We're going to take another call.
We had them forgot. Go ahead.
Hey, you on with Diamond and Silk. What's your name and where you calling from?
Come on, talk to us, baby.
Yeah, I like to talk about Hillary.
Okay, well, you want to talk about real quick. Say whatever you got to say, but make it 10 seconds. Say something cute so I can laugh.
I would like to say she's a crook, and I don't know why the Judicial Service had put her in jail and a few other ones. What's the deal?
Thank you for calling.
Thank you, Doctor.
I don't know why. I don't know why she ain't been handcuffed. I haven't a clue. I don't know why. I really don't. I think that the whole system is flawed, y'all.
Yeah.
And when you're looking at everything, I think that there are people that feel like that they are above the law and they can get away with things.
Right.
And then who do you have on your side?
Right.
So if Hillary had the media on her side, they will continue to push a narrative in behalf of her. Right. And that's why I don't watch the media, because they're liars.
Right.
They won't tell the truth.
They won't tell the truth.
See, if they were in love with President Trump, then they will be pushing the narrative to support Trump. And I look at all of that right there. And that's why I'm going with my man. I voted for him. That's who I voted for. That's who I would. Not her. The rest of them can go. I don't even want to hear.
No.
Yeah.
No. I'm not interested in another politician being in that White House. I hope that after President Trump 8 years, then Don
Jr. Yeah.
Come on, Don.
Give it to outsiders. Yeah. I'm tired of these.
And then after that, Ivanka.
Yeah. Give it to her.
Yeah.
Hi, you on with Diamond and Silk? What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, I'm from Florida.
Hey, darling. Okay, so tell me.
I'm so glad to talk. I need to know if that chick that leaked everything out is going to go to jail. And can she be handcuffed with Hillary?
Oh, you talking about Susan Rice? Well, let me answer those questions. Thank you for calling.
Thank you for calling.
Okay, I do not think, now, they're trying to say, the left is trying to say that Susan Rice did not commit a crime. But I do not believe, from what I'm reading, that unmasking was justified.
Right.
Because the Trump and his team wasn't criminals.
Right.
And the Trump, wasn't nobody looking for them. The FBI wasn't investigating them. So how are they going to how would she justify the fact of her unmasking him? And the mere fact, and what gets me is, don't insult our intelligence and make it look like that she did not tell Obama. I don't believe nothing she said.
No.
This is the same woman. Didn't she lie about Benghazi?
Yes.
This is the same woman that lied about Benghazi. You think we gonna believe her?
Yes.
I don't believe a word she says.
Yes.
Absolutely none.
Yes.
None. So that's my theory. That's my take on it. Somebody said Ivanka Trump for president 2024. Right, I believe it,
That's
honey.
Right, baby.
I hope they get her ready for
That's
it.
right.
Yes, I want all outside.
You know, she's in the White House now.
Yes. I love it.
For free.
Yes, she's volunteering for free. She's giving her time to serve our country.
Yes.
She's serving, and that's what I love about it. That's what I love. That's what more people should do.
Yes.
Listen, you all, this has been a lovely Facebook Live. We talked the whole We talked the whole hour.
The whole hour.
We try not to do that the next time.
It was a good show because we got a lot of stuff that we needed to get out, and there still is a lot more stuff that's going on. But you all have to stand the storm. It won't be long. We're gonna anchor by and by.
And listen, we're gonna get this country to moving forward.
Yes.
Everybody's on the Trump train.
Yes.
I want y'all all to say choo choo baby.
Choo choo baby.
Choo choo. And forget about the rest. And don't worry about Gorsuch. He's going to be confirmed, you all. He is going to be the next Supreme Court Justice.
That's
so I don't
right.
want you all to worry your little pretty heads.
Yes.
The Democrats wanted to play.
No.
Y'all know
This
we
is how it's
Republicans.
done,
We about to
baby.
show you how it's done.
That's right.
Baby, the two dark skinned
Dark
chicks.
chicks.
The two black chicks down with politics.
That's right, and we are the new face of the Republican Party. So
Absolutely. They better
it.
get used to it. And another thing, they
Yes.
need to understand that a lot of Democrats walked off that Democratic
Democrat
plantation
that's right.
and voted for Donald Trump.
That's right.
So Donald Trump, when he said he had to work with everybody,
Right.
he really do have to work
It's
with everybody. It's everybody.
That's right.
It's everybody. And some of these people never switched their party to Republican. They were able to vote for him in the general election.
Right.
So he can't just leave people out.
Right.
You have to invite everybody in.
It's for everybody.
It's for everybody.
That's
So that's what we
right.
love. Listen, we're just coming to give you the 211. We call it the 211 because it's two of us.
And we're the ones giving it to you.
So in the meantime and in between time, we will see you all next time right here on Facebook Live. Go visit the Diamond and Silk Store, diamondandsilkstore.com.
Yes.
Choo choo, baby. Bye-bye. Good night.
Choo, 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 choo. We love you.